it going, everybody? Sigma the Wolf. You know what helps is if I shove a mic in my face. This will help. This will help a lot. How's it going, everybody? Sigma the Wolf here. So I actually have a suitor here that some of you actually know. He is Green and Black Raccoon from Ohio, fairly known in the community, especially Michigan, as one of the king furs in dancing, having taken home some multiple fursuit dance competition placements from first to third and participated in many more. The Green Trash Panda himself, Terra.
Hi there, what's up?
So, Terra, you've been around this fandom for a long time. I'm going to be digging into that in a little bit, in and of itself. But how the heck did you even find out about this community in general?
Well, it pretty much started actually pretty funny. I used to start playing Spyro a lot, and that's really where I first started feeling about how I was going to go with it. And then all of a sudden, I started to actually go online more. Found this place called Spyro Forums and everything, and it was pretty nice. Then I started seeing these characters. They're all different types of animals and everything, and I wondered about it. And sooner or later, I started finding about that these were furries, and I looked into it a little bit more, and I started to come into the concept of, well, I kind of want to make my own character, but I really didn't have any money at the time. But from there on, I kind of actually found out that there was quite a few people around me, and that's kind of like where I first started, was basically from Spyro and Neopets.
There's nothing wrong in and of itself, because mine was from a comic. You ended up getting it from video games itself, and it's all going to vary. So I always like introducing our members and our guests here. So, like, how'd you get into it? Because it's a matter of, hey, any number of ways that you can actually get into this community in particular. So it's something that I go ahead and I bring up, because there's no right way, there's no wrong way. It's just your way. How'd you get into it? So I appreciate you mentioning that. One other thing that I want to bring up as just like a general introduction is I remember first seeing you at Motor City FurCon 2016, which was their steampunk theme that they had that year. That was my first convention and first time ever seeing you, given with it being my first convention. And you ended up taking first place that year, if memory serves. And it was an amazing display of dance that you had for that year. I was not shocked that you got first, because the memory serves, you actually ended up doing like some break dancing out there, like actually like on your head and shit, like absolutely phenomenal work there. But what did surprise me was the level of work that you had in your dance routine. For those that might be watching this at home or watching this online in general, give it a quick idea of what it was that went through your head when you started getting into the dance community within furries. What got you in there? What was that inspiration for you?
Well, I would say it's probably from watching some fur videos and stuff. I used to do a lot of small little stuff with anime cons, but I saw these videos and stuff of like AnimorCon 2012,
Oh,
2011.
you're going way back.
Oh yeah, I first started actually going to cons in 2014, but I first saw people like Ronnie. I saw someone called V. All these other people, Candy, which is also Quick. They were amazing at what they were doing. I looked at that and I saw myself being, I like what they can do, but I also want to do it too.
Nice.
And I want to do it as good as I can. So I use that as my inspiration, and just the fact that I can do something really strong if I put my mind to it.
Yeah. So when you get in, did you get into it back in 2012 when you started seeing that con footage, or did you get into it like a year or two later?
I got into it around, I would say, probably 2013.
Okay.
But I saw footage later on about that, and then I kind of went from there, like just kind of looking at the videos and then practicing myself with different types of songs that I liked.
Nice. So that's even just the intro. Like, we haven't even gotten into like any of like the actual interview itself. But with that said, it's time for the interview. So first question that I actually have for you is, everyone has that moment at some point in their life of, oh my God, I just made a fool of myself. I can't show my face in this fandom, because of some horrid emotional moment that you had when you got involved in this community. What was that first embarrassing moment that you had of I can't be here anymore. I shouldn't be here anymore. What was that first moment for you?
Oh man, there's like I think I've had like one recently because there's been a few, but I think it was probably last year's AfroCon when I did a dance comp.
Really, that
And
late in the game?
well,
In terms of being in the community?
yeah, well, there's been other ones where I've kind of, I guess, just kind of wanted to get away a little bit because
Yeah.
I don't know, it was just kind of weird. But I know at least off the top of my head last year, it was me and Mike TheWolf, which is my boyfriend. We were trying to do a routine together. We only had about, say, about 3 or 4 days worth of actual practicing.
Oh, geez.
And we went up there, and it wasn't bad for what we did. But I felt like my part was really rough because I actually started. What I do a lot is I close my eyes sometimes when I dance. So there was parts where I actually kind of forgot, and I kind of just was up there a little bit when we were supposed to be closer together. And so I felt like that was probably a part where I was just like, ugh, and then I tried to play it off by doing something silly. And yeah, I think the one thing I remember from that is, boy, you extra, and that was hilarious. But I felt like, oh, I could have done so much better.
Yeah, that's really though. I'm fascinated by the fact that you mentioned you only had 3 days to do this. Three
Yeah.
days for that. That's impressive. But so follow-up question to that then is that was that first moment. But what kept you in? Obviously, you're still here. I know that that's a relatively newer suit for you.
Oh yeah,
But
this.
what kept you in? What kept you going and staying in dance and being a part of the furries in general?
Well, I looked at it and I kind of felt like I could. At least this is. It's rough, but I feel like I could still come back from that because even though it was really rough for me, I feel like I could still, if I practice a little bit more and I understand now that I've had this experience, that I could learn from it and put more effort. Remember, I need a lot more time into doing something like this,
Yeah.
and just kind of listening and understanding what I'm actually trying to put through.
Being able to have that kind of self introspection to be able to learn and improve from that's huge as an individual, let alone someone as a dancer like yourself, because you always have to step it up every year, every competition to keep being up there with the best. I have the utmost respect for you in being able to do that. So we actually have a thing here, and we actually need to play a little bit. This is perfect timing because actually I only have 9 bottles down there, or 9 glasses there worth of stuff. It's so any of you watching, I normally do various types of alcohol and booze for this. This time I'm actually going to be doing someone else as well as an interview later today. But actually the sequence of having this come out is actually going to be the next person and then you. So the setup, we're doing this all on the same day, but I'm releasing them at different times. But he's doing hot sauce before every question. This is going to be the first one that we're doing now, where you have to do a small bit of hot sauce before the question. So we're going to get that set up. So you have a long Facebook history, ridiculously long Facebook history. And I know, because I had to scroll through that. Oh, dude, that was about an hour of my life I'm not getting back.
I'm
So,
sorry. I don't
so
have any other Facebook.
with that said, you have a long Facebook history, and this is a segment that I'm starting to do with my interviewees called "What the Fur is Going On." One, because we like puns, and two, it works. So the first one that I'm going to show you here, I'm going to rotate my laptop here, and I'm going to show you some of these images and posts that you got. And all I want you to do is take 5 to 10 seconds to give me like a TLDR explanation and behind the scenes of what the heck was going on behind the scenes, or right up to the moment of this particular scene that we have. So I've got it dated here, January 17th of this year. This is the actual post of all the different images there. But the next one that I got here is, quote, "Remember I taught Remember when I taught Kage to dab? Pepperidge Farm remembers. IFC 2016. How did this happen?
Oh my
How did you
goodness.
make this happen, dude? He's hard to stop for about 5 to 10 seconds, let alone long enough to teach him to dab. How'd you pull that off?
Oh my goodness. The story was it was hilarious. So, it was my first IFC that I went to, and it was, I believe the theme was Indy 500.
Okay.
And so I was there, and I was just going around. I saw Uncle Kage, and it was obviously 2016 when dabbing was the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do something silly. I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go up to him. And so what I did, it was very, I think I actually executed this pretty well because it was hilarious how I asked him. So I told him, like, I would like you to do a picture of me. And this is what I need you to do. First, I need you to put your hand out, like it straight out, and then I need to put your other arm like this. And then I need you to put your head down. And as that happened, they took the pictures, and then there was about 20 or 30 people around us taking pictures.
Did he have any idea what he was doing?
No.
No. Oh my god, that's great. So I needed that is an amazing backstory. So next one that I got here, pictures from our furry groups at Colossal Con, where it's you, I believe, two of your friends, and what looks to be Majira, if I'm getting that right.
Oh yeah.
So I got like a semi-directed question here of how did you end up getting Majira in a photo with him? Did you know him prior, or was he just there at Colossal Con and you're like, hey dude, let's all go for a group shot, or how did this happen?
Well, actually, I've known Majiro for quite a few years,
No
because
shit.
he used to actually be as one of our Ohio furs. He would come out. He had another suit at that time. He was there, and I was like, "Hey, let's go get a picture together." And because I just was like, you know what? I've seen you for a while. Like, I like hanging out with you, so let's just take a picture because
Nice.
we were hanging out together. Finding furries there is actually pretty nice because you don't see so many with the span of, like, you'll have like all these different characters from animes, or even now it's bigger with superheroes. We'll see a lot like
Yeah.
that. So it's pretty much just from the fact that he was there at the time because he used to be a loco.
So next one that I got here is Oh Hot Reservoir, tis be my jam or tis be my jelly. What was the inspiration behind this?
Okay, so we had a bowling meet, and one of our friends took this picture. It was hilarious because we just had an own bowling meet, and I was just being silly. I pressed a button like this and whatnot.
Yeah.
And at the time, one of our friends, Blaine, he was. We were looking at some stuff on Facebook about somebody, instead of saying, "Oh hot,"
Oh hot damn, this is
Yeah.
my jam.
it
Or
says-
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, we saw something like that. But then there was one where it had like something out of like the 16th century with like mugs and everything, and it had this like Renaissance picture with this guy like, "Oh hot reservoir, this be my jelly," because it's like basically the same.
Oh, that's terrible, but I love it.
thing. So I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna put that there and just call it a day.
I'm gonna go on to our next question then. So I have to set this down for a second. I will happily shove hot stuff in your face.
It kind of reminds me of like chili.
Okay. I'll shove this back in my face hole here. Nailed it! So, next one that I got for you here is that you actually have get these on. So you have a history of growth for yourself. And from what I can tell, you started back in 2014 in the furry community.
Yeah.
That's at least from what I can tell. And if I'm getting that date wrong, please correct me. But with that said, did you ever think that you would ever get to such a status that you would be what some people would consider world renowned, at least nationwide known? You know, you're known as probably like one of the quintessential dancers within at least the US region. You know, did you ever think that you would get to that level?
Not really. I kind of just, I liked doing it, just dancing. I guess I never knew it would be like this. I mean, even today it shocks me what happens and goes on, and it kind of makes me step back and just think like, this is actually happening, and
Wow, it's insane.
It's surreal at times, for someone like you, actually, you have a YouTube, right?
I do, but I haven't got a chance to start. I'm starting to use it a little bit more. I'm actually
Okay.
uploading more and more
Nice.
because it's been cold for about a few years.
Yeah.
But I finally am at the area where I can actually start recording. I feel confident with some of the software that I have, and actually I got a brand new camera, so that should help
Yeah.
out too. I also want to try and do some other stuff too.
Okay.
I have some. Well, I used to do a lot of pogo sticking, and I found a pogo stick that called Vertigo that I really want to try and get, and I want to start doing performances again because I actually used to do performances as well.
Oh, no shit. Nice.
That had less taste, more spice.
Yeah. Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs?
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
So, next question that I've got here for you is, what is something that you still want to do in this fandom before you get out of it, or otherwise pass away? Just natural causes or whatever. What's something that you still want to do in this fandom as of this recording?
Something that I really want to do is I want to still do the same things that I do in terms of inspiring others to go out and get out of their shell, because there are a lot, and I mean there are a lot of people that talk to me and say they wish they could have come up to see me, or they wish they could have gone and done something when they didn't have the chance to, or that confidence level. And I feel like I came into this where I had this want to do something, and I know there's a lot of people that want and have that, but a lot of people feel like they don't have that confidence, and I want to be that person to show them, hey, you may not see it right now, but there are other people around here that see that you have potential, and everybody in this fandom is an artist, and I mean that, like, you have people like, I've seen people like Beta Monkey, there are people like Ronnie that I look up to that have just kind of shown me that there is talent, even people that are just coming up and, starting up, there's potential there, and it's just like, it's strong. You'll never see it stop going, but I still want to help motivate that and keep that drive going on.
You tell me when you start feeling the heat on that one, and then I'll jump into the next question. So this next one that we got, I call it my Spitfire segment. It's about 6 or 9, like, really fast, like, 1-word, 2-word answer questions. That's all they are, and I want you to answer them as quick as possible, not looking too deep into it. Fur crushes, in order, international level, so someone here not in the U.S. that you really look up to or have a fur crush on.
Tyser. He's in Russia, I believe.
Fur crush on the national level, but not in your home state.
That would have to be Butters. That's what it is, Butters.
Butters?
Mm-hmm.
All right, where's he out of if you happen to know?
I think he's in Indiana.
And then local level, someone in your home state that you have a fur crush on.
There's this person called Backfire. He is one of our local Columbus furs that this is a really good person that I hung out with and everything, and
Nice.
just really pretty fun to hang out with.
Alkali, Kage, Pandas. Go.
Pandas?
Yep.
For the first one, Pandas. Second one, Alkali. Third one, Kage.
Oh, you killed Kage! All right.
Okay.
Now, you remember the 3 that I had you list off before, your 3 crushes?
Yeah. All right, so Butters would be...
He would be your F?
Yeah. Actually, Butters would be my M. Then there was, what's the other one I said?
It's
Tyser would be
Tyser.
my F.
Tyser's your F, Butters is your M. So your last one's your kill. Who was that again?
It was... Wow. Sorry, Backfire.
So you're killing Backfire.
Oh, no.
Put
I'm
on the
gonna
spot.
feel that when I get...
Backfire. You got someone to worry about now when he comes home. So that was our Spitfire round. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get our next one going. Oh, hang on. So we're on our 6th question that we got here. A segment that I call Senpai Noticed Me. What are the 3? We're gonna go with 2. What are 2 surreal moments that you had in the furry fandom that you had in which this community?
Oh, actually, it was his con.
Okay.
I got the chance to finally meet Sonic Fox.
Nice.
I got
Yeah, I heard that he just got his award for like best gamer, I believe. I'm
It was
blanking out.
best esports player.
Yeah,
I
best
think it
esports
was.
player. Dude, that's impressive. So I'm like, yeah, furry pride.
Yeah, he walked up there in person too. It's like, what?
Oh, dude, I absolutely ate that up. The first time that I saw him, honestly, I did not know his name or anything. It's like a video. It was circulating the Telegram chat that we had, and it's him. I think he's like playing a game. It's like a shot of like there's a computer in front of him. There's someone else that he's playing like with or like standing next to. From that clip, I could not remember. I couldn't tell if that was real or if that was photoshopped and someone turned it into a GIF. You actually end up getting to meet him. That was just this last con.
Yeah, I mean, it was just for a little bit because I was talking to someone, but I got at least a picture of him, everything.
Nice.
I'm not gonna post it because I'm just like, oh, it was like really bad picture, but I'm like, at least
Yeah.
I have the moment. I can say that.
Yeah. No, dude, that's super cool that you got to meet someone like him. You got 3 more questions to blast through. 3 or 4. 3 or 4 more questions to blast through here.
3. Oh, I can't count. See, there's 3.
Now, I got them listed here, but we also got the hot sauces.
I know.
I'm waiting for you to get to. I'm super stoked for it.
Oh,
You
no.
lied!
Now it's hitting.
Oh, it's a
It's like one of those ones. It's like it's a
it's
sleeper.
slow rolling. It's a slow roller.
Ah.
So next one that I've got here for you is that you've grown as a suitor and a performer. You know, back from like your first start and your first con back in 2012 to your first, activity as a first suitor in 2014, and now I want to take a moment to actually highlight how much you've grown, specifically your suits. As I understand it, people know you for 3. They know you for the Terra Kun that I saw at Motor City FurCon. If you remember that suit.
Oh yeah.
There's the one I think that was before that one, which had the dreadlocks.
Oh, actually, that one I actually commissioned one after, but that one I actually sold to one of my friends.
Yeah.
So.
And then there's the suit that you're wearing now, which is a newer suit. It's like what, maybe a month or 2 old.
It's about I got this after Anthropon, so about 5 or 6 months.
Okay, so it's fairly new. So I'm actually going to take a second here, and I'm going to show you each of those suits, and I want you to go ahead and think on those suits. Where if someone were to ask you the question, "Hey, remember this suit?" What's the story or moment that pops into your head that is like the quintessential moment that flashes back to you regarding that suit? So the first one we got here, we're actually going to mention this suit right here, right now, the one you're wearing. What's in the time that you've worn this and had it? What is the moment that someone goes like, hey, if someone were to go to you and be like, hey, you're the person from this suit or whatever, what's the moment that comes to your head regarding this suit right now that pops in your head of like, this is the moment that I will always identify or remember regarding that costume?
Well, I got it after Anthropon, but IFC was really the first place that I actually got the full suit because I only had the head and tail at the time. But the reason why IFC is because it was finally, this is new me, and I finally had my first chance to actually get a suit that was fully by one maker.
This is the first one.
Actually, that one was refurbished from the very first one, but that one actually wasn't too bad. But when I refurbished it, I actually felt like I wish I would have stayed with the first one. All I know is that, man, it was rough because we had like a week to make that before AC, and I'm just like, I probably would never go back to that one.
Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, so this is the first one. I would have thought this being the second, just at least from what I can tell from the timeline of the postings and comments and everything.
Yeah.
So what's the defining moment with this one that makes you go like, this is the one from this moment?
The defining moment, and you'll be shocked about this.
Oh.
$120 for that. All of that cost me $120.
Did you make it yourself?
No, I actually bought that right off of one of our picnics.
Okay.
I will say also another good reason is because I took second place at a costume contest with that and won like $200 that night.
Came out in profit. So this is the one that I was talking about before, the dreadlocks one.
Oh, I love that one.
What's the defining moment with this one?
the final moment was just the fact that, wow, it was amazing when I got that one with the hair and everything. I loved it. Everything about the hair. I love the fact that I had like, it was only 1 year I was able to do it, but I had like all three of my suits with me.
So then there's the Terra that I know, or that I originally met and knew and first saw, was this suit, the one that, the same one that you use with dabbing with Kage. So what's the defining moment on that suit?
That one actually has to be probably in Midwest Fur Fest 2016. And that was when, actually, before that, it was actually AndroCon 2016. Sorry about that.
All right.
It was when I had my first ever Floor Wars win with T, which is TheWolf. And I went in there with the fact that we'll do good and never know how we're going to go out. You know? But I had never thought that we would actually win the whole thing, and that was my first time actually winning something huge, and it was just like, that was amazing.
I've got another question here for you. Now, I'm going to show you this. Now, remember, you've got scapegoats that you can use. You haven't used any scapegoats yet, which is commendable. But I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to look at the photo, and you can pass on this question or not. So, the text that I got here for myself is, you're gonna look at this image in the computer. You're gonna look it over, and I'm gonna give you the only prompt and question for it. And all I'm going to say is, I want to know the background of this image, and particularly what's going on with the picture in the frame on the right.
That was actually my first commission.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, that is semi-suggestive there, buddy.
Hey, I know there's some things that come up. And
That's fine. That is perfectly fine.
You know, it sucks when you know that it's like when a drop hits water and just splashes and ripples out. That's how my tongue is right now.
The second to last one's fairly heavy in content. What is your biggest fear that you have about this fandom going forward, like your 1 year or 5 year projection?
Oh, I already know that one. That would probably be somebody framing me for something that I had no idea that was something that I would have done, but it would be something that would not be me. Whereas it'd be something where I already know I didn't do it, but
Someone's trying to pin you for it.
and it's something that it feels like people could just like easily just go like, yeah, just throw it there and be the scapegoat.
Yep.
And I feel like something like that would be terrible because then you have all this back and forth and people are just like, yeah, I can totally believe it, even though it's not like that.
Right.
I have that fear that if something big happens to where it becomes a really big mainstream thing and it's something that makes it to where kind of like how we've had with a one con happen, that it makes it to where a lot of us can't really get the chance to go out and host events because this one thing happened. There's already been a state that's had that issue where something happens, maybe a bigger con, and then people start talking that are local, and it just ruins it for the whole thing, and nobody can actually do anything in their own state.
We're on for our final question now. And our final hot sauce.
Yeah, man.
How you feeling over there?
I'm feeling like $1 million.
As much as you can with hot sauce. How's that second to last one hitting you? The 100 to 300K.
It's kind of relaxing. I don't know why. It's like it's weird. It's like I can say.
Are you saying that you've had spicier stuff as a trash panda?
I stay away from it. To be honest, I stay away from spicy foods all the time because then I'm just like, it's all this spice, but I never get the taste, and it's just like, wow, this doesn't taste good. Now this one's really hot. Now I really question my life's choices or something like that.
All right, I can respect that. So we got our last one here, and honestly, I'm kind of taking a gamble with it being the last one because the only thing that I could find on it in terms of content and where it's at in the Scoville rating of heat is based on its contents because it is a ghost pepper hot sauce. Ghost peppers are rated at 1 million Scoville. The last one you had was somewhere in about the 1 to 300,000. So you're probably good, based on what I could find on the sauce, it'd be about double that. So you've gone this entire thing without taking any scapegoats, getting out of taking questions. You haven't taken any water or milk, which however, I will not doubt that you're probably down after we desuit, just because you need something to drink in general, not just because there's a hot sauce. No, it's just like no, you're probably gonna be thirsty. What is an aspect of this fandom that continues to surprise you, or in another way, surprise or intrigue you, with despite how many years you've been a part of this fandom? What's something that continues to surprise you? What's something that continues to intrigue you regarding this community?
I would have to say is what comes out on TV and what is shown. Like back then, people really didn't understand what was going on, and
Right.
now you're seeing all these things coming out where it's just like, wow, these are people like this. These are news channels. You have a show where there's actually some person who's trying to find someone and is in a fursuit. They have like a fight or something like that, which is hilarious because you see people all around it.
Yeah.
There was a movie where one of the guys is like around all these furries. You have prior to that, which I'm going to say it again, the whole Sonic Fox thing.
Yep.
And it's just the fact that none of these things you see, like anime cons have some of that happen, but you would never see this type of stuff as furries. You never see them up on like some big ESPN or some like big show or channel.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, this is really happening. And there are even people that commission us for this type of stuff. And it still shocks me because it's just like, those are really cool that they do that.
Yeah, and that's always something that people are going to have their different takes as to what is always interesting about the fandom, and I only have my point of view, so that's always why I like either closing out or at least bringing it up in some point what someone else's take on it is. We've actually reached the conclusion of this interview. I actually can see from my computer from here, camera's over here, computer's over there. I'm actually see that I got a few pings because I actually got another individual that I got coming up here. Thank you all so much for joining me on this one. My name's Sigmund the Wolf. I got Terra Kun up here. His Twitter's up there. It's Terra Kun, TerraKoon. Find him on there. Tell him that I sent you over to him. And again, dude, thank you so much for powering through that and coming out here and getting me to interview. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
We'll see you guys all in the next video.
Bye.